Good morning and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. I'm going to try to do a really fast little organization video today. I just changed how I did some of my stash and it's still kind of a work in progress, but I'm going to show it to you. This is the cubicle right behind my desk. The top of it I have to keep kind of nice because this is also where I videotape my Bible study each week, and so this little, you can see my reflection in my my Big Shot over there, my electric Big Shot, but this stays pretty neat because I do that Bible study there every week. But this week I reorganized my stash, and I had it in these crates, in these hanging folders, and I'd had it that way a long time. It was working for me, but I just decided it was time to do something else. So this is what I did. Excuse me, I'm rolling around here. I took all of those same categories. I have my stash in categories. And as you can see, I have, let's look at these. I think it starts with fishing and hunting, sports, boys miscellaneous, water, beach, birthday, Valentine's, Mother's, Father's Day, fall, Halloween, school. That's this particular cubicle. And the one below it is, the only one that's a theme is the last one, which is travel, and it's more me. The others are more my boys that I scrap about, but this one down here, I put travel down there because there wasn't room in that top one. And then these are just my colors. I start with greens, and then I go to yellow, red. I don't do rainbow color, blue, my aqua, browns, black and gray, and then I have pink and purple because I don't use them very often. And then I did something that I think is going to be really, really, really helpful for me. I fixed some categories, and I don't have these little labels made for them yet. That's today. But I fixed some categories of things that I wanted separated out. For example, my wood grains. I wanted my wood grains out. I don't know if I can pull this out one-handed or not. I wanted my wood grains, so there's a file with my wood grains. These are just backgrounds. It's, oh, what brand is that? Maybe P25, I don't know. Anyway, that's just backgrounds, and it's actually a paper pad, but I wanted it in there because I've got some like mixed media backgrounds and some things that are specifically backgrounds. And then I have one that is, I have my grid paper in here. Let me see if I can scoot that back. I've got a thing for grid paper. I have a thing for rocks, bricks, things like that. I have one that is, let's see what, I have one that's specialty. Oh, I have one that is music, words, and faith. Like I have sheets of music that I cut and use as embellishments, and then things that just have words on it that you would cut and use, and then some things that are faith related. So I put all of those in one. And then I have one back there that is just real specific. Like I have a paper for Feast of Trumpets. I have a paper that is watermelon that I have for a specific layout when I do it one day. So I think that's really going to help me instead of digging through just my stash in general. I think I have these things divided out where I can find them better. So let me stop and do the twist really quick, and then I'll show you the rest of the cubicles. The twist today, excuse me, comes from Ezekiel 36:26. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. Have you ever just been so disappointed or so mad at someone that literally your heart just turns hard? A lot. If you haven't, I have. And this scripture to me says that God can fix that. that he doesn't desire for us to go on like that. That's not good for us. And the only person it really hurts is us. It doesn't hurt that person that we're holding that grudge against, or that we, and I hate to use the word hate, but literally that can build to that point in our hearts. And he says, I can change that. If you'll give it to me, I can change that. I can make you happy again. I can remove that hard-hearted spirit that you have toward them, and I can release you from that. And that should be our prayer when we find ourselves in that place with someone else. I think I've told you before, I was in that place with my mother-in-law years ago, and I had to let it go, and I couldn't do it alone. I had to do it with God's help, and he certainly did do that. So remember Ezekiel 26:36 when you're in that situation. I'll show you that down on the bottom. That is a couple of specific trips that I have some things divided out for. It's kind of a mess. This, I think I've shown you this before. This is just where all my pictures are. They're in baggies, and they have the date and a little bit of information about them. This folder and these are like sketchbook books, that type of thing that I use sometimes when I get in a slump, or if I just want to hurry, I'll grab a sketch. And then this is something that these were in container with a lid, you know, a little tub with a lid, and they were labeled and they were stacked neatly in this little cabinet, but I never used them. And they are my vellum things. I think a lot of them are from Quick Quotes. They're titles and little inspirational things, things that you would use, you know, just as part of a cluster. And so I cut a folder and just made this little folder so that I could slide them right there and it would remind me of them to use them. This shelf, well, for starters, these are the plates for my big, what's it called? The Hot Shot switch. It's my bigger it's the electric Big Shot. I said Hot Shot, I think. Big Shot. And I don't use it all the time, but when I do, I love it. And so I put and it's right below there. It's right up there on top. And so I want those plates handy right down there. But these are, let me show, it's hard to show you and be far enough for you to tell what's going on. These are my collections, my paper pads, and then page kits that I've just kind of loosely put together because I had certain papers that went together and I didn't want to just divide them back out in the stash. And so I put them in like there's just a page kit, and it's got 2 or 3 different pages in it. And then let's pull one of these out. This is like a Echo Park Forever Faith collection. So this is just all little collections, either whole or parts of collections, and then some page kit type things, papers that I put together to know that I would want to use them together. And then these are my paper pads. I don't buy paper pads very often. I think all of these were probably gifted to me with a friend that was not going to do scrapbooking anymore. I think I got this one for Christmas. I asked for it. It's what is this? It's a P13. I asked for this one for Christmas. But I don't do a lot of paper pads, but when I do, I want a place to put them, and I have a tendency not to use them if they're not in sight. And this is right behind my desk, and so I can reach for it. And I think I've already shown you this in another video right down here. These are my like Project Life cards. I have them divided by color, the 3x4s and the 2x3s, the 3x4s. Then this is just a little thing of really pretty like flourished chipboard that I keep down there. And then this is my my silicone pad for mixed media. And then this little folder, I print like Cricut or Silhouette, either one, they're both in there. I print a picture of some of the projects that I have saved in there just as a reminder, and of what they're supposed to look like when I'm putting them together and everything. But this is just I just kind of revamped this. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to show you. Let me pull one of these out. See if I can get the whole thing out. Okay, I'm very clumsily filming this, but I wanted to show you what I have these in so that they stand up straight. See how nice and straight these are? And then these are kind of not so nice and straight. That's because I ran out of these. These are the 12 by 12 cardboard. I don't even know what you call them, but anyway, your 12 by 12s fit very nice. They're about 13 inches actually, fit very nicely in them, and it helps you keep them straight. I apologize for this filming. But anyway, I've got to order several more of those to finish this out so that I've got everything where it stands up nice and straight and won't get bent. But that really does protect, and it helps them stand up nice and straight. And I just used my old file folders. I may do something differently if I decide this is really how I want to keep it. But for now, that's working fine for me. I need to just use what I have. And like I said, you know, I'm not the professional scrapbooker. I don't have this big, huge space. I don't have all the expensive storage things. I just make do with what I have, and it's still a lot of fun and very rewarding. So, you know, if you're one of those, maybe this ideas will help you. It kind of shows how humble my space is, but hey, it works for me, you know? And so thanks for joining me today. Sorry about the kind of cut off and then restart in the middle, but have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.